Hello everybody and welcome to a Gundam review. Today we'll be looking at the high-grade revive RX-78-2 Gundam. Affectionately referred to as the Granddaddy Gundam among fans, the RX-78-2 is, well, the first Gundam ever. So, does this high grade live up to that? Well, that's what we're here to find out. So let's begin with the main build itself. As you can no doubt see, it is incredibly accurate, as well as highly articulated. Getting into that. Now for an overview of the usable range of movement for the kit. The head can go about that far back, about that far forward, a full 360. The hands get that much play. Obviously, they can swivel since they're on ball joints. 2 hinges in the elbow. It can curl this far. A full 360 swivel at the top of the arm, which is very tight on mine, which is slightly worrying. And of course, the main selling point of the Revive, aside from just general improved articulation, it can point its arm straight up for the final shooting pose, using a polycap in the shoulder, which hinges upwards rather than forwards. For the chest, you get an arch back about that far, bend forward, unless the ball joint pops out. About that far, though, at that point it's starting to come off with the ball joint. You can get a full 360 swivel from the waist, though it is molded in such a way that if it's pushed down all the way, it limits it to about there. But you can just pop it off the ball joint slightly and clear that, no trouble. It, of course, get the arms up out of the way, can get almost more than a full 180 with no trouble with the hip skirts, since they're so short. The back skirt is obviously static, though the front skirts are on ball joints, which gives them quite a bit of movement. Up that far, and you can also rock the hips and get slightly further back to here, and this also lets me show off the knee bend, which is actually further than the elbow, though I think it's about the same angle. And finally, the ankles, that far forward, this far back. The ankle guard can shift, ball joint gets slight side to side, and of course it can rotate. However, things kind of smack against each other, so you only really get that far to that far. Moving on to accessories, the RX-78 comes with a wide variety of equipment, including the beam rifle, beam sabers, beam saber effect parts, the hyper bazooka, the shield, we'll get onto this later, closed fists, a trigger finger, and 2 open palms. Showing off the accessories in a bit more detail. The beam rifle has a movable scope and secondary handle, and you can put that in the trigger finger hand simply by separating the hand and closing it around the handle. Let's give that to the 78. With with the shield, and you will have to forgive me because, come on, focus. There we go. You can see right there that there is a slight air pocket. That is not me accidentally cutting a piece out. That is just an air hole in the plastic. That's super noticeable on camera, but in person it is a lot more noticeable. Most likely you won't have that problem, but I do. The handle can just be folded flat, and the peg can support the shield, but for the sake of demonstration purposes, I will put the hand on and you can just slide it through. As well, there is a peg on the back for storing the shield if you so wish. Just wait, plug the ball joint in, peg it in. The back of the hand fell off, though it does show off that you can just have it on the arm without the handle. I find it's actually easier if you just leave the hand on the arm. It does come through, but it does separate the back off of the hand a bit. I'm going to edit this all out. Alright, now that the hand is attached back together, there. Now that that's done, moving on to this piece, you will obviously notice this little tab, which is removable from the butt flap. Then you simply plug this in, and the bazooka can be stored. There is, as far as I've been able to find, nowhere to store the beam rifle. But that's okay. You can, of course, just plug in any beam effects into the beam sabers, and they are standardized with different grade classes so that you can mix and match. Or if you're like me and have bad luck, you can swap between ones that are straight and ones that got bent in packaging. And now on to size comparisons. Here is, well, a bit of a small cutting board, but it has measurements on it, as well as a Waluigi for scale. To wrap this up, I would say that the RX-78 Revive is an absolutely excellent kit. Whether you're a beginner who wants to get into the hobby or somebody who just hasn't got it yet, it is absolutely worth getting, especially considering how cheap it is. The plastic quality is excellent, the articulation is excellent, it's incredibly accurate and requires very little work when it comes to any additional detailing that is not present in the part separation. I really enjoy this kit. Anyway, hope to see you all again soon. Happy building.